What's up, everybody? Welcome back to My Twisted Life in TV. I am Poetry. You are here for another recap and review of Queen Sugar. This is season 5. I believe it's episode 8, June 1st. 2 days before my birthday, y'all, because my birthday is June 3rd. So this episode, I was already like, my best friend's birthday is June 1st. Hey girl, hey. I was like, okay, what's the significant point of June 1st? I'm not exactly sure. But what I did get from this episode, I am worried about Charlie. And I'm worried about Charlie for 2 reasons. One, as a character on the show, because as we've seen over the years, Charlie is one of the main people who is always there for everybody else. Charlie had like 2 or 3 breakdowns, nervous breakdowns that we have witnessed that the rest of the family didn't know shit about. Because Charlie has always been one of those strong people. She's like, have you ever seen that meme floating around Facebook that says, check on your strong friends? That's Charlie. She's a strong friend. The one nobody ever calls up and say, how you doing, what you need? You know what I'm saying? How you feeling today? Because they always expecting her to be the one to make that phone call for them, If Charlie don't call, they're like, woo, she must be going through something right now, but they'll leave her alone because she's strong enough to handle it on her own. That's how they see Charlie in my eyes. Hollywood is the second person that's like that. Hollywood is always there for everybody else. He's their confidant. He's their brother. He's their lover. He's the supporter. He's the fix-it man. He's the do whatever you need type of dude. And I've been saying for the past 2 episodes, I just wanted somebody to show up for Hollywood. Even when Aunt Vi shows up, in a way, for me, she's showing up for her own benefit. That's how I see it. I love the characters on this show, but I still have always felt that Aunt Vi was more than selfish when it comes to Hollywood and her viewpoint, how she figures she wants him to be as a man. But he was okay with that. He catered to that. And we've been seeing Hollywood have this break. And with his break, Aunt Vi made a statement, something along the lines that I don't know if I should like do something or just back away. Which, you get people like that. You don't know how you want to play it. You don't know if saying something to them is going to push them even further. You know that. However, that's never a question for Hollywood. It's never a question where Aunt Vi is breaking down. Even when she seems like she may need some space, he knows what to do. He knows his woman. He learned his woman. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to ask the question, should I go or should I stay? Because he's always going to be present for her. So yeah, I was like, when Aunt Vi made that statement, I was like, damn, the fact that you have to even ask tells me you don't know him like I want you to know him. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a real recap or not, but just like giving me some thoughts and views, because Queen Sugar has been the fucking pressing to me all season. We started off on a high with, I was going to say Lady Marmalade, Frances Boudreaux being locked up for a minimum of 7 years or 7 years. I mean, the time wasn't really about shit, but the fact that she was getting locked up was like a win for us. And it's been downhill ever since. Like, even we got the whole freaking pandemic happening outside, right? But the Bordelon family is still fragile and brittle and breaking off little pieces at a time. Even amongst their happy moments, there still seems to be something that's always weighing them down. Like even with like Ryan Darla's wedding, let's say the wedding day, we got the mama plotting behind her back, trying to get Blue off to school in DC. On their honeymoon, they get a phone call about the George Floyd murder. It's just all this. Just you can't keep a happy moment. You can't keep a happy moment. Micah. Should I start with Micah? Should I start with Nova? Well, Micah and Nova is planning a children's march. She wants to put the kids' feet to the street, you know. A lot of people are saying this is a good idea that the children get out there and had it on a march and see what it's like to be a revolutionary, you know what I'm saying? See what it's like to stand on the front lines, to actually have a protest, to have their voices heard. You know, start them babies out young so they can know exactly, you know, what it is that they can do or can be in life, right? Let them know that they have rights and they should speak up for them. We're going to have this march, but we're going to make sure that everything is in order. Get our permits, because we don't want no surprises to happen to these babies. We don't want to traumatize these kids at all, okay? You know, a lot of people think that children are too young to understand what's going on, or so they try to shelter them and keep them out of the news, talking cold, you know, about how things happen, or, you know, as Aunt said, you know, well, the kids to stay out of grown folks' business. Racism is not grown folks' business. And that was one thing I loved about Baby Blue's sign. Like, at what point did I go from cute to dangerous? What year did that happen? What y'all think? At what age do y'all think that our black babies go from cute to dangerous? I'ma tell you, in my opinion. The moment we born. We born, oh, look at that cute little baby. And then all of a sudden people start formulating shit in their mind about what they gonna be when they grow up. Or they gonna turn out just like their mama or their daddy, you know, because you know they already made a perception about us when they see us. So even if we have a mama or a daddy around, you know what I'm saying? From the moment we're born, we went from cute to dangerous. They come out, oh, look at the little big head, 6 pound, 10 ounce baby. Look just like a damn daddy. You know what I'm saying? That type of situation. That's my answer. What do y'all think is the answer is in society's eyes? When do our black babies go from being cute to dangerous? So yeah, Nova got this march going on, and her boy, I do not know that boy's name, and he's been around since season 1. Piercings, the one with all the piercings. He's telling Nova like he's straight proud of her, you know, for being the voice, being the one to actually step up and step out and show these kids how to do it, how to organize the right way. Because there is a right way and there's a unorganized way of protest. I'm not going to even say a wrong way, because everybody's methods can be different. Sometimes we need to burn it down, okay? And sometimes we need to talk about it. Sometimes we need to meet somewhere in the middle. So I can't say that it's the wrong way. I just think that sometimes there's unorganized way, because sometimes even in the organized ways, there's things that go wrong. You know what I mean? You got people who are trying to capitalize off of a situation. We got people who are trying to make themselves shine brighter than the rest of. They want themselves, the personal selves, to be the beacon over the cause. You know what I'm saying? Even in organized. So you got an organized mess, and an organized way, and an unorganized way of doing things. So he's proud of her, and Nova was like really shocked. Like, why are you proud of me? Like, she didn't really realize the impact of what she's doing with these kids. You know what I'm saying? Reach one, teach one. It's basically what Nova was doing. And of course, Michael, you know, he had to have, I think he was helping Nova in a way originally to do this march. But Blue is all in, you know what I'm saying? Because Blue got to make sure he have his little t-shirt. He want to be out there on the front line. Because like I said, they've told him a little bit about the George Floyd situation. And Ralph Angel told him, you know, you got to stay alive and do something with your life in order to, you know, make an impact on this world. You know what I'm saying? In order to change things. So this is Blue's way of being able to put forth change. You know what I'm saying? It's to participate in this march with his Aunt Nova. Okay. Well, Micah, he decides that he wants to be more than what he is in the movement. Like, you know, he puts together protests and things of that nature. He tweets, Instagrams, he does all that type of stuff. But he wants to be more on the ground. So he decides that he's going to go to Minneapolis, where George Floyd was killed, and participate in those actual protests. He wants to be a part of it. He wants to be able to show his followers what it really means to be in the thick of it all. Of course, Charlie is stressed the fuck out about this. Now, one of the things, like I said in the opening, I was concerned about Charlie for 2 reasons. I didn't give you out the second reason. The second reason is, when Charlie woke up that morning, she was in so much pain. She had stress pain. She had migraine, pressure here in the temples, everything. The room was dizzy. You see, she tried to sit up in the bed. She was dizzy sitting up in the bed. She's trying to hold the earth still. And she was like, whoa. And then she stood up and she stumbled some more. I was like, that's me. I wake up at least 3 out of 7 days of the week feeling that exact same way. And she drags herself to the bathroom, and the light is just too much for her to handle. Her head hurt. She rubbing her temples. She trying to rub out the pain. She trying to stay focused, just to throw some cold water on the face, drink some water in her hand, something to ease whatever the hell it is going on in her head. And I was like, what's wrong with Charlie? My first thought, exhaustion. That's how I be feeling. I am just fucking exhausted. But I feel like at the same time with the exhaustion that I'm physically breaking down. I told y'all that before. If y'all been on my channel a while, y'all heard me talk about this before. I feel like my molecules in my body are breaking the fuck down. Just like in the 2 years that I've been here, I am a totally different person, health-wise and mental-wise. And I saw this transition happen when my aunt went to a nursing home. She went in a perfectly healthy being, except that she was starting having some falls. Other than that, but within a year's time, she was slumped over when she sat down. She could barely keep her head up. She was weak. It's like atrophy was like taking over her body, and she didn't understand why. She having abnormal pain. She wake up in the morning. It takes me 10 minutes, y'all, every morning to stand up straight. I got an appointment with a doctor about that. Finally getting the fucking MRI done. So many problems. But I was like, what's wrong with Charlie? Okay. And so Nova's whole thing, everybody is having these flashbacks throughout the whole doggone episode. Just remembering who they were and remember who the people are around them that loves them. The one thing that I noticed about Charlie's flashbacks, all of Charlie's flashbacks stemmed around painful moments. When the mill burned down, when her daddy died, when Micah got assaulted by the police officer, the battle against the Landrys, the Boudreaux, the Parkers, the community people all raging against her. Every flashback memory that Charlie had was from a moment of pain. There was no happiness involved in any of that. And we saw it throughout the episode as she built more and more tension in her body, more and more breakdown happening to her. So Nova's march is about to happen, but first, she's gonna have this march first, and after the march, Calvin is gonna take his daughter back to Austin, to her apartment. I thought she was on campus. Cause they pet peeve moment. When they said the young girl was staying there, they was like, everybody has to leave campus. And she had her own apartment in Austin. She didn't have to leave nowhere. I know she said that she wanted to come quarantine with them, but she didn't have to leave there at all. But they said originally that she had to leave. That wasn't the truth. Okay, anyway, so she's going back to Austin because one, Nova has made them feel like shit. Nova has called them to the carpet on every fucking thing they do as a white person. And even though she's more woke if I want to use that term. She's an ally, if I want to use that term. She feels convicted as well because Nova has made her realize how some of her actions can be taken as dismissal. It has made her realize how much privilege she still has, even with all the knowledge that she has about the mistreatment of black people, all the knowledge that she has about social justice, social equality. She still has an entitlement just being a white person. She gets to hide from the shame, and things like that they talked about before. And so she's feeling unwanted, and I think Calvin is probably feeling like, okay, I need to get my daughter out of this situation too, because Nova is really going through something right now. We need to give her space. Okay, so what they're going to do, Nova and the family are going to all ride together down to Austin, and she's going to fly back because she's writing a story about how the TSA are treating black people during the pandemic. So that's what she want to do her read. So he's going to drive back by himself. Calvin we never saw in this episode. Even when it was at the gas station, you saw a man with the back of his head. That wasn't Calvin for real. That wasn't actually just Calvin for real. That was a stand-in, but he wasn't really part of the dialogue. It was all about Courtney and Nova. Nova tried to still make Courtney feel like she did not dislike her. She was very proud to know her. She wanted to get to know her even better. She wished she could stay longer. She gave her a book about visionaries, and basically told her, the way you feeling right now is how you should feel. Uncomfortable. Always stay uncomfortable. Always stay on your toes. Always stay wanting to learn. Always stay wanting to help. And you doing the right thing. That's how you are a good ally for us. You know what I'm saying? So Nova and Charlie was talking on the phone about Micah leaving. And while she was having that conversation, Charlie was just rubbing down her legs, like the pain was like etching through her body. She was trying to rub out all the tension and all the worry and all the stress. It was like irradiating through her toes and everything. And she was steady, like, just trying to get it all out. And I'm wondering what's wrong with Charlie, because I'm looking at myself as I'm watching this show. I'm watching Charlie and looking at myself, because I feel like that. I feel like the weight of everything in my life is on me. I have to be the breadwinner, the supporter, the shoulder to cry on, the doctor, the veterinarian, the breadwinner, the ear, the shoulder to lean on. I gotta lift up your burdens. I gotta make you feel happy. I can't have a fragile moment, because when I do, everybody disappears. They just like, let Nene throw it her by herself. She'd be all right. Every once in a while, somebody may say, hey, you all right? Which is usually my daughter. Hey, you all right? You know what I'm saying? But in all honesty, my answer, they really don't want to hear. It's like when you randomly see somebody say, hey, how you doing? They don't really want to hear how you really doing. They want you to say, I'm fine, and you. You know what I'm saying? That's what people say. And so I'm looking at Charlie and I'm like, what's wrong with Charlie? Because I want to know what's wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood is on one. Hollywood is on one, baby. He's ready to blow at any moment, right? He's snapping at Aunt Vi left and right. He getting up drinking early in the morning, got his little brewskis, the breakfast of champions this morning, next morning. He don't give a damn about the real shop, Aunt Vi is trying to get him to get his head together, right? But Charlie's over there sitting down talking to Aunt Vi, and Aunt Vi's like, I don't know what's wrong with him. She's trying to explain to Charlie, what's going on. But Aunt Vi's like, she's tired of taking takeout orders from the restaurant. She's going to start preparing food from home. Which Charlie's like, ain't they going to cause you more stress? She's like, you know what? I just need to be here right now. I got a lot on my plate. You know what I'm saying? And while Charlie's sitting there, she's eating the food. I'm noticing that she's keeping the food down. So I'm trying to figure out the symptoms. Okay, she got migraines, she got dizziness, she got pain in her legs, but she don't have nausea because she's holding the food now. She's eating the food. What is wrong with her? It's like, is Charlie having a heart attack? Is Charlie having a stroke? Like, do you have all these bodily pains when you're going through strokes and heart attacks and things like that? Charlie's like, she has shortness of breath. A lot of things going on with her at this particular time. So Nova gets the phone call that she can't have her march. Something happened with the permits. Permits got messed up, yada yada this, yada yada that. So she can't have this march. Right? So that the word gets back to Ralph Angel. And no, Blue is really disappointed. Like, I really wanted to let them hear my voice, right? And so Ralph's like, you know what? We got this. We're going to take our signs. We're going to go down to the road. We're going to Black Lives Matter it up, right? Ralph Angel, Darla, and Blue go down there with their Black Lives Matter t-shirts. They handwritten signs standing on the side of the road, which is right on their property. And their Black Lives Matter, everybody blowing their horn, toot toot, beep beep, you know. They doing all that, right? And then here comes 5-0. Rolls up on them. Heard we got a complaint about somebody obstructing traffic. And Ralph say, that ain't us, you know what I'm saying? And all we doing is standing here minding our business and holding these signs. And he like, yeah, mind your business. On public property? No, where you stand is public property. Where I stand is private property. Now, dear sir, you can be on public property as long as it's not on a statue or man-made item like concrete steps, or if it was in the street, the pavement, then yeah, you can't be there. But if you if you're in the park, you're on the grass, they don't care. It's not against the law for that to happen. But if as soon as you get on the gangway, the walkway, the stairway, whatever y'all want to call it, then that's because you can have a violation. You need a permit for that. But to be standing in my own yard, I don't need your permission. Because that's what Blue was saying. You mean to tell me we got to have some damn permission to go down and stand in the street? We got to ask permission? Yeah, son, that's what I need you to understand. So, but this cop wanted to challenge them like, this your property. He said, yeah, I own all that back there. And so the cop got real snippety with him. Want to challenge him, like, show me proof. He said, motherfucker, what? He didn't say motherfucker, but that's what the look on his face was like, motherfucker, I know damn well, don't nobody walk around here with the deed to their property in their pockets. So Darla was like, you know what? I'm about to go get it. I'm just finna go get it. You know what I'm saying? And so when Darla runs off, the cop said, Ralph like, what? You know what I mean? What? I took that two kind of ways. Like, she look good. She at least she know better. You say, how yellow know better. You little darky don't know much, do you? So, but while they's down there, you know, him and the officer keep going back and forth, having an exchange of words, and it's getting tense. Blue is getting scared, and he's hugged up to his daddy, tucked behind him, almost like he's trying to keep him protected while daddy's keeping him protected. And Ralph keep looking down at his son like, one, I don't want to show you, son, that I'm not a man and that I cannot be a protector. That's one thing I don't want to show you, that I'm not that person. I am that person. I need to show you that I will stand my ground. I need to show you that I can protect you. And then I need to let this good old boy know you got the wrong motherfucker today. Okay? However, you just don't know what's finna happen. You don't know if he gonna get crazy because he had his hand on his gun and he gonna try to check him. Because they was playing, you know, like, who gonna break the stir first? And the Ralph Angel kept looking at the son, and the guy knew he had him by the balls. He knew he had him by the balls. He was looking at him like, yeah, your little motherfucking son out here, right? You ain't finna do nothing. You ain't that stupid. That's basically what the cop was saying to him. And the man get a call. He get a call. So he has to go away, and he tells Ralph this is his lucky motherfucking day. And then tells Blue, yeah, I'm gonna see you again. Y'all know how I took that. He looking at him like, yeah, I know I'm gonna run into your motherfucking ass again one day, sir, right? And then Ralph just broke down crying. Soon as that dude pulled off, right? Because to him, and he was talking up to Hollywood about this later on. To him, he felt that Blue was trying to protect him, like he needed to protect his daddy, like he needed to cover his daddy, and he's not supposed to be that. He's supposed to be protecting his son, not the other way around. You know what I mean? Okay, so, but with that, before they had the whole situation, I guess Aunt Vi got the word that the protest was, being canceled, and she found out what happened with Ralph and the cop. And so she feeling some kind of way, like they keep putting that baby in grown folks' business. He too young for that. I did raise him, this, that. And Hollywood, basically tell her, why don't you just stay out of other people's business for a change? When they was down at the restaurant talking, she was calling people up on the phone, seeing how you doing, baby, I'm just checking up on you. And he like, damn, why don't somebody come check on you for a change? You know what I'm saying? And she's like, it ain't wrong, for me to be considerate and kind and care about other people. He's like, ain't nothing wrong with that. She's like, ain't no tit for tat in this Hollywood. I don't do that for other people to do it for me. And he was like, well, shit, it should sometimes. Sometimes it is a tit for tat. And they say, you steady giving out all this energy, all this love, but you ain't giving nothing back. You ain't receiving none of it back. And then it's just a busybody on top of it, Well, they got into a little tit for tat for words, and Prosper was like, hey, y'all need to fix that shit, right? So while Prosper and Hollywood talk about, how he is feeling and how he was responding and the things that he need to deal with, he has a flashback. So we have a lot of separate flashbacks here because Nova made it back home, right? And Nova made it back home and the house was empty. And she saw Calvin's jacket there on the back of the chair. And she picked up the jacket and she smelled his scent. And then she started recalling about all the good times and the loving times that he said that he was there for her. He was going to always be there for her. And he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. Okay? Hollywood, when he was talking to Prosper and about buying and how they need to fix this conversation, all this snippy he doing to her, he need to check himself with that. And then Hollywood remember all the times that he told Vi how much he loved her and wanted to be with her. And then they did the reciting of the vows. I love their vows. I really did. Did the reciting of the vows and how, he always wanted to be the one to hold her up. And right now, that's all he been doing is kind of turn her down just a little bit. So he had to check himself. And then when Ralph Angel was talking to Hollywood about how he wanted to be the protector for Blue, he started going back to Blue's life and all the things that Blue coming up and his, just his laughing and smiling, his playing with his dial, all this type of things that he's thinking about. I say everybody is having all these good memories except for Charlie. Charlie's memories were all built on pain. Okay, so Ralph Angel, he was thinking about, the dial, Darla, or Kenya dial that Blue had, and when he lost his Kenya dial, and now he has this white superhero dial sitting there, and Ralph looked at that dial and just got angry. Like, I don't want this white person or this white image to be what my son sees as a hero. He threw it in the trash. Y'all. Now, Charlie, she at home going through, y'all. She having chest pains. She was doubling over on the phone. She was trying to fix stuff at work. I said she still had all these flashbacks going on. And she's trying to figure out who she can call. And she remembered Nova said she was leaving with Cal. She remembered Aunt Vi said that she had a lot of things on her plate. She tried to call Ralph Angel. He didn't answer his phone. And she just going through it. She got back pain. She bent over, doubled over. She got pains in the side. She can't breathe through her chest, you know what I'm saying? And she's shaking and she's trembling, she's dizzy, everything is going on wrong with Charlie. And she picking up her phone trying to figure out who she can call, and I was like 911. Charlie called 9-motherfucking-11. She couldn't call Michael because he gone to Minneapolis. So later on she laid down and practiced the breathing, and I'm like, they better let Charlie die right here. She got the C-19. I was like, what is going on with Charlie? I mean, her breasts are labored. Did she try to call somebody else? I know she started flashbacking again and just started remembering little bits and pieces of everybody's conversation of why they couldn't be there for her, why she couldn't reach out for them. And she just like, it like the walls was closing in on her. And I just kept saying, 911. Call 911. She never did. She picked up the phone and said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bother you, but I need some help right now. I don't feel good. And then she drops the phone on her stomach, and her breathing is just getting bad, and it's just torturing. It's like torturing her soul, torturing my soul, because I'm wondering what's going on. Because I'm telling y'all, 3 out of my 4 days of the week at least, y'all, that's how my day be. I end the night in pain, and I can't breathe good, or I'm like sitting in the car and I can't catch my breath good, and I don't know what the fuck is going on. And it may be totally different. I'm in pain right now. I just want to let y'all know that. What's wrong with Charlie? She ended up calling Davis. And I was sitting there thinking, who the fuck could I call other than 911? My dog's starting to bark. I'm getting emotional because I'm in pain. I'm stressed out. I'm tired right now myself. I might just be exhausted. I don't know, but y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think is wrong with Charlie. Is it just stress? Is it just exhaustion? Is it she mentally breaking down? Or do you think there's a real diagnosed problem, like a nerve issue or something that she's dealing with? Because she got pain all through her body. Leave your comments in the comment section. This is Big Queen Sugar, June 1st. See y'all in the next video. Peace.